Hi there, and speaking of gargoyles, I'm Danny Gregory. Welcome to Draw With Me, and I apologize profusely for being a little late this morning. I was just taking a quick nap. JJ?
Some people were asking if you were in hair and makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, we know you weren't in hair.
Very funny. It's a little early for ball jokes. Yes, it's true. So anyway, yes, it's nice to be here. And also, I see that a lot of people have become members just during this program.
So nice.
Yes, Philippa King just became a member. And so did Mary and Deb and Kate. So yes.
Awesome.
So yeah, and there's also many others. We're still trying to figure out how exactly we will be sharing your extraordinary largesse.
We have a lot to learn about this membership.
Yes, so the membership just began today. In fact, I'm going to jump into that and just explain a bit about it. So here's the membership URL. If for some reason you don't see the join button, like I think if you're on a phone app or if you're on sometimes the YouTube app doesn't allow you to join. You have to go through a browser. But if you go to school.tiny.us/joinyt, it will take you there and you can become a member. So what happens when you become a member? Well, you get to hang out with me in my studio multiple times a month as we draw and paint and tell dad jokes and do various other stuff. So basically, membership is access to special live streams, kind of like Draw With Me as a live stream. Well, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these live streams. And in fact, starting in September, which is on Sunday, is it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday.
I think so, yeah.
Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live stream every single day.
Of September.
I'm going to be doing a live stream every single day, and you can hang out with me. And we're going to be drawing and doing stuff. So we're also going to have studio time. There's going to be all kinds of things, and it's $7.99 per month, and you can cancel anytime. I think that's a pretty good deal.
We're going to try to make it a good deal.
I think it's going to be, yeah. I mean,
if you already love the channel, it's more of what you already love.
That's true. Really it's more, and if you don't like the channel, it's even less of what you already.
If you don't like the channel, just don't bother signing up for it.
Just don't.
Skip it.
If you hate drawing, if you hate me and JJ and everything, if you're full of hatred, we don't want you.
No good.
No, yeah. But this is a club for people who are fun.
Yeah.
Are there going to be replays of the live stream? Asked Susie. No, there are recordings of the live streams, so you can go in and watch them whenever you want to. And in fact, Sang-So Lee just became a member.
Sweet.
Congratulations. Good. So yes. So like any of these Draw With Me live streams, they're going to be up there, and you can access them if you're a member. And also, when you join, you'll be able to access all the previous ones. So there's going to be new stuff all the time. Laura thought it was $9. It was.
JJ? Briefly, it was $9.
It was briefly $9.99 actually.
We reduced the price.
Yes, we slashed the price. we just want people to be members. Honestly, that's the main thing. I don't really care about anything else. So yes, it's going to be fun. And I'm going to officially kick off on Sunday, but there's a video or two there now, but it's going to be really fun. All right. Sorry, I'm just kind of de-stressing from the mad panic to get here because they were, they were putting on a face mask, they were putting on foundation, tweezing my nostrils. It was just, it was hell. Hey, Tom Alderson has just joined us. So yeah, so there's going to be all kinds of cool people like Tom Alderson hanging out there. And you can too. And for those of you who are wondering what happens to Draw With Me, nothing. It's still here. You don't have to be a member to join us.
Always free.
Always free. Free as can be.
Free as can be. Free as a bird.
All right.
So
let me talk about what today's assignment is. JJ, I'm going to kick you off the screen for a second because it's all about me.
See ya.
So a lot of people, well, let me start at the beginning. I like to draw self-portraits. I'll admit it. I like it because I'm handsome, A. B, the model works for free. And C, I learned just a huge amount from drawing self-portraits. I learn about drawing portraits. I learn about drawing. I learn about me, how I'm feeling on the outside and the inside, how I look on the outside, how I feel on the inside. And I've done hundreds and hundreds. I've multiple sketchbooks devoted just to selfies. I've done lots and lots of things on the iPad. And there's a thing, I don't know where it came from. I don't know if we invented it. I don't know if we did. But it's called Selfietember. Selfietember. You've heard perhaps of Inktober. This is even better because it's all about you. Who cares about ink? It's black fluid.
We'll probably do something in
Yeah, but for now,
Inktober too,
now
so.
in late August, we don't care about October. We're loving September.
Stay away, pumpkin spice. Not ready for you yet.
Yes, man, look at all these people becoming members as we speak. So what was I saying? So yes, so Selfietember is a month devoted to drawing selfies, self-portraits. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I'm going to be doing every day in September. Is I'm going to be drawing self-portraits, but I'm going to be doing all different kinds of things, and I'm going to start today. So basically, if you say to yourself, and I've heard people say this, ugh, I hate to draw a self-portrait.
Join the club.
If you join the club, then you'll love to draw self-portraits.
But seriously, doesn't everybody hate it a little bit? And I think that's why it's good to do it.
I don't hate it.
I know you, but you're a freak of nature. You.
No, look, yes, I am a freak of nature, but here's why I think you should overcome your anxiety about it. It doesn't matter that you're staring yourself in the face. You look in your face, everybody looks in their face in the mirror, putting on makeup, shaving, brushing your teeth, combing your hair. You look in the mirror, so you look at yourself. But when you use your face as a subject, it doesn't matter that it's you. Like, you don't go like, ugh, what's that? You'll get over that. As you're an artist, so look at yourself objectively. This is not a makeup class. It's a chance to look at yourself and see yourself, and also look at yourself and see other people, see other portraits, and say, this is how big a nose is. Or in my case, even bigger. This is how wide a face is compared to how tall it is. This is how your neck joints. All those things. You use yourself, and if you've been to life drawing classes, a lot of times you go to life drawing classes and you're like, whoa, that person should put their clothes back on. but you get past it and you go like, I'm an artist. It's like being a doctor. You look at it and you get object. So anyway, the value, the benefits massively outweigh the problems. And think about it. Da Vinci, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Hockney, they all do self-portraits and always have. If for some reason you really can't stand doing it, then force your husband or your wife or your neighbor to sit for you and do it that way. And call it, I don't know, it wouldn't be Selfietember then, but it would be something else. It would be their Selfietember. So, okay.
Someone else's timber.
Someone else's timber. Yes. All right. So I was going to draw JJ every day.
Aw.
Would you like me to draw you every day?
No,
I don't
thanks.
think she doesn't like it when I draw her either. So anyway, today we're going to kick things off, and I'm going to start by drawing a selfie. I might end up drawing several selfies. And look, if you really can't draw, even if you join the club and we're drawing selfies every day, and you can't draw selfies, make it Dannytember, and you can draw me every day of the month.
Well, but the point is, if you do it every day for a month, something is going to happen.
You're going to kill yourself. No, you will fall in love with yourself. Right?
Okay, Danny.
Okay, we're moving on. That's the end of your analysis for today.
Yeah.
Okay. So here I am. Let me just position myself so that you can see me appropriately, because I want to be in front of my paper. So it's going to take me a second to just adjust this. Hold a second. Let me just fix it a little tiny bit. So yeah. So I'm going to be here in the corner so you can see the full me. And more importantly, I can see the full me. And so I'm going to do a drawing. I'm going to start by doing like I'm going to work with a fine liner. I'm going to work with a fine liner, and I'm going to just take my time. But I might get a little wild later on. And I might do some other selfies because I draw selfies, as I said, in lots of different styles. And this is just going to be me just drawing a pretty straightforward selfie.
You're just doing one today, right?
Well, as I said, it's possible that I'll get bored with this and then I'll want to draw some other ones, and I have markers and other stuff standing by. But for now, I just want to do a slow, careful, fine liner portrait. But again, if you're drawing yourself, you don't need to
copy.
You don't need this reference of me there. This is just for people who are like, what does this guy look like? You can see me. Okay. Are we ready?
I mean, as we'll ever be.
Ready as we'll ever be. It's true. So I like to generally start sort of somewhere in the I'm right-handed, so I tend to start on this side in the upper left, generally, and then I sort of. Yeah. So I'm going to see this. This is already starting to feel a little painful.
That didn't take long.
Well, yeah. So I'm rethinking Selfietember. No, that's not what it is. It's just I'm rethinking my exact drawing approach, but I'm not really. It's basically because this pen is driving me crazy.
Oh, blaming it on your tools.
Yeah, it's a slightly.
Cue like shopping for new pens today, right?
Yeah. Now I know what my afternoon's going to be.
Well, next week, before we meet on Draw With Me again, it will have been Danny's birthday.
I'll be even older next time you see
So
me.
perhaps you'll get some pens.
Really? Are you just dangling that in front of me?
No, I'm going to get you some pens.
Oh boy.
They're not too expensive. As far as birthday gifts go, I would say pens are...
Are you going to buy me some cheap pens?
I'm not going to get you cheap pens. I'm going to get you good pens. Even a good pen isn't terribly expensive. It's good fine liner, right?
What about like one of those diamond encrusted fountain pens?
I'm not getting you one of those.
I kind of feel
there
like
was one time, remember, this was quite a while ago, but you were interviewed...
Oh, yeah.
For like a pen magazine. What was it? It was called like Pen Connoisseur.
Pen World.
Honestly, it was
the sickest magazine.
It was like pen porn. It had pens that were so excessively expensive.
Like $100,000, $200,000 pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not an exaggeration. But they were divine. I mean, they were encrusted with jewels, and they were gold and other things. But also just the magazine itself was this incredibly luxurious, like oversized, thick, glossy paper, like heavy stock. And
it was one of those magazines that like CEOs put on their coffee table next to like Cigar Aficionado.
Yeah. Because
there's a certain kind of guy, and I think it's mainly men, who collect these super expensive fountain pens.
I think that it's a gifting thing. It's sort of like if you need to get gift. Yeah, if you need to get like for someone who's a client, or a thank you for somebody who's really gone above and beyond in a business capacity, a pen is a sort of appropriate gift. But I don't know about $100,000 pen.
Yeah, I mean, what would you even do with a $100,000 pen?
Oh man, Lisa's Remnant is saying I should get you a Parker pen. So sadly, Danny got me a Parker pen, and
I did? Was it a Parker pen? No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was a Parker pen.
Okay.
It absolutely was, and it was lovely. And I was so careful with it, and I managed to retain it for about 3 years. And recently, it has gone missing.
Are you talking about the wooden one?
Yeah.
That wasn't Parker.
Yes, it was.
It was absolutely not Parker.
It was.
It was not. It was not. But yes, anyway.
It was.
I'm tired of fighting with you about this pen.
I mean, it was in my bag for 3 years. I'm quite certain what it was.
Yeah. It was. Well, didn't we go out to lunch with somebody who wanted me to sign one of their books, and then we realized that they might have taken your pen.
I don't think they did. I don't think that's true. Did you ever have a Mont Blanc?
Yeah, I think I did briefly. My mother had one, the Diplomat, and I think I always coveted it. And then one day I think I kind of inherited it without her knowing. So I had it for a while. Yeah. I did, and it's a gorgeous looking pen, really impractical, but beautiful. Big, fat, black, shiny, gold nib, a gold nib, literally.
All right, so Janice has a question. She said, selfies are 2D, real life are 3D. Is it better to do others in real life for daily portrait practice? I mean, I'm gonna actually take this. So part of the reason why Danny does selfies in September is in order to be able to draw other portraits better. It's like a warm-up, a practice, and it unlocks a bunch of, I think more than anything, confidence, but also just the hand-eye neural pathway. It's all the things that you need for being able to do better 3D from observation portraits.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's true.
So I think that it's sort of, and even if you're really good already at doing portraits from observation, going back to doing a selfie a day, I mean, not forever. I don't think you could make that. I mean, I think
my father did.
He did, but he also...
But he was a psycho.
Daddy would say it nicely, cuckoo. So, to not go to the edge of madness, I think doing it and I think you like to do it because it's your birthday month. It's like the summer's wrapping up. It's kind of like you're getting back to, focused on making your art more regular after a summer where you have, fits and starts of things that occupy your time that are sort of not your normal schedule.
I think that's absolutely true. I think to answer another aspect of Janice's question, I think drawing right now, I'm drawing from a screen, and it's true. A camera has locked it down, but I am moving, so I'm looking back and forth. So I'm moving. It's not just a photograph where I'm like, I'm moving. So that is forcing me to, do some approximations and do some, translations, let's say. But I would also say that I'm not sure if I think a mirror is 3D in a way. Don't you think? A mirror is different from a photograph because
I wouldn't say that it's exactly 2D.
It's not exactly right because it has depth and you move around.
2.5D.
It's like looking through a window. Yeah. So I think a mirror might be a different story. I don't know, but I'm finding that I'm looking right now at a image flat on glass. So I guess that's sort of the case. So I would say, it's looking at other people is just a different thing. It's just different.
Well, yeah, I think the root of Janice's question was, is it better? And I think it's not, like, there is no better in art, right? I think
in general it's probably stretches you further to draw not from photographs, but let's be real. It's better to draw from a photograph than to not draw at all. So if all you have is a photograph, that's fine.
Jen asked, what about drawing from a video? I mean, I think if you're drawing from a video, you'll often pause it on a frame, right? Like, that's a thing you do sometimes watching TV.
Yeah, but if I'm watching TV, I'm also, it depends if, TV is kind of annoying because you're watching something and it cuts to another scene and then you're like, ugh, but, I think if you're watching a video, I think the main thing is that when you draw from a photograph, a lot of times the photographer has made decisions that you would just as soon make yourself about the angle, the composition, the lighting, all those kinds of things, So So, you're sort of seeing somebody else's vision. It's a little compromise, but again, this is an exercise. This is not about necessarily creating final art. It's just about getting used to drawing a lot, and having an easy, accessible subject right there. So you can just sit down and draw yourself. There's no muss, no fuss. You don't need to ask anybody else. You don't need to look for a picture. You don't need to, do all the things that can get in the way. You can just get to work.
I mean, I think, I just lost my mic. A thing you've commented on before is when you have your month of selfies and you thumb through what your work product, how many differences you'll see in your face. And it's true, like day over day, our face it's very changing.
It is. I mean, we change, but also we change on the inside too. So when we draw ourselves, we're different inside.
Right.
So it's like the artist has changed.
But it's like, did you sleep well? Are you happy?
But I'm not just saying your face. I'm saying
news?
your attitude as an artist. You're like, ugh, I hate myself today. And then
I'm
draw
sick
yourself.
of doing this. I'm like on day, 15, you're like, can I be done? Over it.
But the drawing that I'm doing right now, this is not really the type of selfie that I normally do, because this is pretty straightforward. This is like, I don't know. It's just.
Well, but the point of Selfietember is every day you do something a little different.
Right. I'm going to be doing totally different styles. I'm going to be doing collage. I'm going to be doing, really crazy things. I'm going to be drawing upside down. I'm going to be drawing with my non-dominant hand. I'm going to be using somebody else's hand. I'm going to be drawing with a monkey's paw. I'm going to be sitting on a unicycle while drawing. That's going to be fun. I'm going to be juggling chainsaws and drawing at the same time. I'm going to draw my twin brother and make him look completely different from me. So it's going to be lots of stuff. And that's the fun of it. And then it's like, well, what am I going to do? What if I want to use all these different techniques? What am I going to draw when I do them? So that's why I just say, it's a selfie. That's a simple solution. All right, so this is...
It's funny because other draw with me when you're doing portraits, like the yearbook portraits, for instance.
Yeah.
People comment that they all look like you.
I know, this one just doesn't really look like me, so... Yeah.
Oh, I think it does.
Okay. Yeah.
Intrepid Frady Cat says, let Twiglet draw. She would draw nothing but snacks, beefy bites. Aw. What are you doing with your dental treatum?
All right, well, this is a version of me. This is a version of me, but let's have some fun now. Because this feels like it was like a little bit of work. And work is, sometimes you got to do some work to get to have fun. So that's a version of me looking, I don't know, at least I'm not scowling. Let's try something else, though.
Is that your tempera stick?
Go in tempera.
I'm not going to get you any of those for your birthday because I think you've already bought.
I've cornered the market on it.
You've got them all.
This is going to be much more realistic.
Yeah, and maybe make yourself look younger. I think that other portrait, you sort of look like you've
The
been
drawing of my grandfather that I just did.
beaten up and
Well, I have been, all right? So then we'll judge later on. We'll see which is a more accurate self-portrait.
Shane said that's looking like a scarecrow. I think that was the episode. So maybe a month ago we did The Wizard of Oz, and you made all of them look like you. That was what we were all teasing you about.
That's what happens when you draw a lot of self-portraits.
Yeah, all of a sudden you see your features all around you.
Well, that's all you can see is yourself.
I think you do give everyone your eyes, because, you have pretty big eyes. I mean, it's like if you compare your eyes to me. So oftentimes I'll see a picture you've done of me, and I'm like, yeah, I wish I had those big eyes, but I certainly don't.
Well, I think if you draw yourself a lot, then when you go to... It's like if you draw manga a lot, right? Manga has like a very particular look. And so then you end up drawing everything looks like manga. So I think it just depends on like what you practice.
But then
on.
do you think that is drawing symbols instead of observation? That's the thing you're always...
It's definitely stylized, so...
I mean, it's funny because you just did, 2 days ago, went to the barber who really trimmed back your eyebrows, which sometimes are super bushy, and right now they're sort of groomed. So I feel like there are many self-portraits you've done where it's like the eyebrow moment, like that's almost where you start on your face.
Well, because you can't see much else besides the eyebrows.
Because you
It's
do
like a pair of eyebrows
you
with wearing a
definitely
shirt.
have like a lot of...
Well, I grow hair where I can. It's like I work with what I got.
Somebody said it looks like Bert from Bert and Ernie.
Well, I do.
We just watched that Jim Henson. What was the name of it? Do you remember off the top of your head?
The Jim Henson movie?
Yeah, somebody had mentioned it in Draw With Me a couple of weeks ago.
I think that's basically what it was called, wasn't it?
No, it has a title. Anyway, it's a recent documentary about Jim Henson. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful.
All right, I want to do better than this. Let's move on. Let's move on to something even better. All right, this is feeling better already.
Oh, Jen said her husband has an unused Mont Blanc pen and she's going to liberate it. See, I bet he got it as a gift, right?
Yep. Well, as JJ said, my birthday is coming up.
Yeah, the Jim Henson film is called Idea Man. And I think it's a Ron Howard production, right?
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So, what else are we going to do this weekend? It's like pre-birthday. It's still birthday season. It was my birthday last week, which we had a very nice time. But I'm passing the torch to you officially right now on the show.
Wow, that's exciting.
I'm gonna
So
pass.
birthday season
I'm gonna
is
pass
entering
you-
its last phase. Is
Yeah,
that?
I'm gonna pass you the.
Oh, the pink. Thank you for that lovely torch.
So yeah, you didn't take my my punt. So we have Jack T. Gregory coming from Los Angeles.
Yep, Jack T. Gregory showing up on Sunday.
So that's going to be nice.
He hasn't been here in a while. But I just went to visit him on his birthday. So when was the last time you saw? You haven't seen him in like 6 months.
I think it was we saw them over Easter weekend, so that was I think the last weekend in March. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
It was a fun trip. It's a trip we planned to go to Joshua Tree, which is sort of about halfway between Phoenix and Los Angeles. Anyway, we planned to do a lot of hiking, and it was torrential rain. So we sat inside playing a card game called Wizard, which we are now obsessed with.
Yeah, we should remember to play Wizard or Jack when it comes.
Hey, what are your tempera sticks?
These are tempera paint sticks. Tempera paint sticks. They are available on Amazon. Just look for tempera paint sticks.
And they probably sell them at every art store, right? They
I
have
don't know.
Netflix or
Maybe. What do you think? I'm liking this better.
you gave yourself a little blush.
Well, I want to look healthy.
But you gave yourself the old eyebrows.
Yeah.
But that's...
Those are my natural. I'm growing them out. I'm going to look like one of the Kardashians before long.
Do the tempera sticks really smear?
No. Not at all. They're paint. Once they're dry, which as you can see doesn't take very long, they are good to go. That's why I like them so much.
Yeah, if they smeared, it would be
No,
like
they're
all
not
over our sofa.
pastel. They're not pastels. They're stick. They're paint. All right, I'm liking that better. So that's another selfie done. Hey, maybe I'll just knock out Selfietember entirely during this one draw with me.
Well, I think it's going to be a challenge for you when you're doing it once a day in September to do a longer drawing. Because you can't just make like 6 selfies on a page every session.
True. But I have other materials. For instance, I'm going to do one just using my own blood. So that's going to take a little while just to transfuse enough of it.
That's gross.
It is gross. But now that people have signed up for the membership, I can start telling them the real story. What it's really going to be like. Here I am. This is my silver stage. So, is anybody out there drawing selfies? As far as
I
we
think
can
the
tell?
chat's pretty quiet, so I think at least some people are. Yeah, Jen said, your selfies are getting looser with each drawing. The last selfie will be just a splash of ink.
It's true. My pens are conking out at a rapid rate today. It's probably when you draw on this tempera, sometimes some pens don't like it. They don't. They become disagreeable. So you have to know your pens and know which you're going to cooperate and which you're going to balk.
Yeah, so Virginia said she did one and plans to do the whole month of September. She found it very valuable in the past. Her sketches of other people have begun to look more like them. So that is, in fact, the objective.
Yeah, or in my case, my drawings of other people start to look more and more like me.
No, but I think that's not true. I think the drawings of other people looking more like you are happening because you're a little out of practice. And I think that's a reflection of, like, it's the summer and we're doing other things. You know, you're not just, like, dialed in. And that's what this Selfietember exercise is about, is like, okay, I'm recommitting. I'm not, you're not going to be traveling. Your schedule is going to be predictable. And you're able to, it's a tune-up. It's a tune-up. So I think after Selfietember, it's very unlikely all of your portraits are going to look like you, because you're going to have...
We'll see. But yeah, I think you're right.
No, I know I'm right.
Yeah, I think
Somebody's asking, what pen did you use that works over the silver face?
I don't know what pen it was. It was some Japanese pen here. It's called it's a Kuretake. But I think a Sharpie would certainly work, and a lot of pens will work. These editing pens are, I like them, but they're not perfect. And the brush pen that I used before works perfectly well. So
And that was a Pentel brush pen, right?
that was a Pentel Pocket brush pen. Yeah.
Yeah, you love those.
So. Yeah, so you can see, as I said earlier, it's like that first drawing that I did was like sort of pretty realistic, really studying myself. It's good to do that. It's good, but I'm having more fun kind of vamping on it. And also because I draw myself a lot, I kind of know how to reduce myself to the bare elements. So it sort of looks like me. Like if I told you that was me, you'd be like, yeah, I guess that's you. Yeah, I can buy that. So that comes from just kind of practicing and knowing what are the kind of key things that make me. My nose, my hair, my eyebrows, my glasses, thin lips.
Striped shirt. Although I'm wearing the striped shirt today. I couldn't believe when I came in here wearing a striped shirt that you didn't also have one on.
I know, that does happen too often.
Because we often will get dressed separately and end up in an identical matching outfit.
So do you think we have time for one more?
Yeah, you've got 10 whole minutes.
I think what's going to be fun in doing this whole Selfietember thing is just kind of jumping in and trying something out and then deciding to maybe come back a few days later and try that same thing again. We're going to be working for, it's going to be short. It's going to be like half an hour a day. It's not going to be as long as Draw With Me, half an hour. But I think that half an hour is, is going to just be enough to try something out, see how you like it, and then...
Well, it's like 30 minutes is not so burdensome, right? Like if somebody has a real resistance to doing a selfie every day of September, which feels like a lot, it's 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes. It's first thing in the morning. You just get it done.
Well, it's not first thing in the morning for everyone.
I don't care about anybody else.
And it's not going to be at the same time every day either.
If I oversleep, it won't be.
Well, I mean,
no,
I'm going to try. The point is you just have to get it done every day.
I'm going to try and keep it at 8 o'clock. And if for some reason there's like a day where I'm like, oh, I screwed it up, I'll make a post and I'll say, you know what, I'm running late today, so I'm going to do it at such and such a time instead. And if you can't make it, then just watch the recording. It'll be basically the same as being there, except for the chat won't be going. But the chat, we'll see what the chat is like when people are busy drawing.
A few people commented they really liked the silver one you did.
Yeah, I do too. I'm loosening up. That's why.
I think the silver one doesn't look like you, though.
Yeah, it totally does. In fact, I was like, is that a drawing or is that a photo? My God.
So Marilyn's asking, are you using a water brush?
Yeah, I'm using a Derwent water brush. Just because I just grabbed something.
But you often do that. I mean, especially if you're urban sketching, you just use that water brush pen for everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly convenient, but it's not the greatest brush in the world, but it certainly works for most things. And for this kind of thing, yeah, no problem.
Sandy Banks notes you're missing an ear, Van Gogh.
Yeah, that's my tribute to Vincent.
What's going on, Twiggy? Oh.
I don't know if anybody else could hear that, but that's one of the most hilarious things that our dog does.
That's yawning. That's Pug
Stretching.
Yawning.
Groaning. But so you can see, for all of those of you who are like, selfies, you can see it's just a theme to play with. It's a theme to vamp on. It's not, it's just really like having fun with your tools and saying like, I'm just mixing it up and I, rather than just doodling, I just happen to be drawing me. It's not particularly threatening, I don't think.
Where you going, Twiglet? Yeah, Twiggy just pieced out.
She's going to take a nap. This might be the most realistic one so far. And I think another thing I'll probably do in the membership is I might share, I'm going to share some sketchbooks, and I might share some books too. I might be like, let's pull out this book and have a look at it, and then see, if that inspires something.
Towel Toast is asking, what's another style I can draw Danny in that isn't realistic or cartoony / Muppet-like?
You tell me.
I mean,
what's your style? I don't know.
Well, I mean, what about like
You could draw it totally geometric. You could draw it in
contour drawing.
You could do a blind contour drawing. You could draw with your left hand. You could do a pointillist thing. You could do. I mean, this is infinite things. You could do a collage.
I think the obvious answer is sign up for the membership and do Selfietember with us.
Yeah, I mean, I have I've already sketched out 30 different things that I want to do. So there will probably end up being even more different ideas. But
somebody create stylity. I'm sorry, I butchered that. Loves her selfie.
there you go.
Actually, can't say I know that you're a she. Loves my selfie, and I'm really satisfied with my hair.
With your hair.
A good hair day. A good hair day can like make your whole day. That's for sure.
It certainly makes a big difference to me.
You used to have hair. You remember what it's like to have a good hair day.
I had hair, and then I decided I didn't need it anymore. I outgrew it.
You donated it.
I outgrew it. Yeah. It's like our dog is always donating hair.
Oh my gosh, she is a shedder.
She's a shedder.
We call it her sparkle.
But also this selfie thing is also an opportunity to just to try out some materials that you maybe have sitting around and you haven't used them, you know, because you have, you know what it is? If you think about variations on a theme, like Hokusai, the famous Japanese woodcut artist who did 100 views of Mount Fuji. And, or you think about Monet doing his views of whatever it was, a Chartres Cathedral or haystacks. Or you think about Van Gogh doing
water lilies.
Well, certainly Monet's water lilies. Or you think about Van Gogh's sunflowers. You know, you're picking a theme, and you're just exploring it in different ways with different materials. You know, and you learn just an awful lot from doing that. You may come away with one or two good drawings that you like, but that's not really the point. The point is to just try stuff out, experiment, see where it goes, and use it to play. At least that's my goal. Variations on a theme. So, all right, I think we're out of time. So there we go. We managed to knock out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which one do you like the best? Or is that not
I think I like this guy the best.
Really?
Yeah. It feels the most like me. Yeah. I like the silver one too, but I'm into it.
See, I think the silver one doesn't look like you.
But again, that's not our goal. I just like it as a drawing.
I see.
You know? So it's okay. It's okay if it didn't.
Did you have fun?
I had really
the only
fun.
question.
I had fun, and I feel like that first one I was like really tight, and I was not having fun doing that first one.
Well, you
kinda said
admittedly came into the broadcast feeling like you were running late. You were stressed out.
I think that's so much the case, right? You sit down and do a drawing, and then you're like, oh, I hate this. And then because you hate it even more, and you're soon filled with hate. You're bathing in hate, luxuriating in hate, and guess what? Your drawings suck, and you should hate them. So the thing is, if you can have fun and enjoy it and relax, then it becomes a fun time. Yeah. And I think your drawings end up getting better. At least mine do. So, but I see
there's a place for an angry drawing, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think there's.
You can go in it, but you can the point of it is to enjoy the experience of making it, no matter what comes out. So, all right, I think we're done, right?
I do believe.
So what I want to do, okay, so let's move on to let's wrap it up. So I want to, JJ, you need to slide over because you're not on camera.
I am on camera on my camera.
I think you're wrong. There you go. I think that I'd like to see you. I know that I would like to see your self-portraits or whatever it was you drew today. So please share them on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram. No, not Telegram.
Yeah, Telegram's interdeed.
We don't search Telegram. We just search Instagram, Facebook, and the schoolyard. So if you would like to share them, please do, and tag it, hashtag SBS Draw With Me. I write an essay every Friday.
It's free.
It's free and worth it.
Somebody was asking if your essays are included in the YouTube membership. I was like, well, they're already free.
They're already free, so what do you want? Yes, if you sign up as a
gateway
member, if you
drug.
sign as a member, you have permission to sign up for the essays as well. And you know what? If you sign up as a member, I'll throw in the essays for free. How's that for a bargain? Yes, and join and become a member. If you, for some reason, lost the information, it's in the description below. There's a link to it. But also, I'm hoping that is there a join button?
Yeah, the browser is an issue.
No, but right now there's a join button.
But I'm on a browser.
Okay, so if you're on a browser, just for those of you who are struggling, if you're on a browser on a desktop, it should be there. If you're on the YouTube app on your phone or on the iPad, it may not.
Hopefully we'll be there later or soon.
I don't know that it will be there. I don't
We
know.
don't know. We don't know.
It's something to do with YouTube's relationship with Apple. So if you're on an iPad, just go to that URL that I gave you, and then you'll be opening a separate page on your browser, and it will have it there. And you'll probably need to sign into YouTube. You know how to do that, presumably, because you did it here. And then sign up and start. You get
Frugal RV Gal makes a good point. If you have an Android phone, you're not going to have this problem.
Yeah, there you go.
Google.
Guess what? Has anybody been using their emojis?
Yes, lots of them, and I love it.
I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, they're full on in there.
Has anybody used the leaf blower emoji? Because we don't have the leaf blower. Hasn't shown up today.
Yeah, I haven't seen the leaf, but we have to wait until you detect leaf blowing, and then.
Okay, you people.
Yeah. I did want to thank everyone for
use the
how many
emoji?
birthday greetings came through on your gargoyles last week, and also I asked for a subscription
Yes.
goal, and it happened. I
happened.
was so pleased. Thank you. That is so nice. So if you want to subscribe in honor of Danny's birthday, which is happening next Wednesday,
Definitely subscribe.
Yeah.
But also, and I mentioned this when you sign up, make sure you click the notifications thing. So when you subscribe, there's an option to get notifications, and there's a little bell. And if you do that, then YouTube will notify you when Draw With Me happens, but also more importantly, when the new membership stuff happens, because you're going to want to know about that stuff. You're paying for it after all. So make sure that you set up notifications. If you need help with that, just look at I don't know, Google it. Look for YouTube. No, it's not difficult to do. You might need to set your notifications on your phone, but it should be straightforward. I see. So now I'm seeing all these things. So I've just put up all of them.
oh, nice.
Very nice.
Okay, well, we're
All right,
over
guys.
time.
Thanks again. Thanks for drawing with me today, and thanks for joining the membership if you did, and if you didn't,
Thanks for subscribing.
nothing.
Thanks for sharing
Okay.
your art. Thanks
yes,
for
thanks
a lot.
It's enough. It's enough. It's enough thanking you. You're welcome. Bye bye. See you next time.